Imagine the Western states. Now, imagine California, Oregon, and Washington all being under the control of the Imperial Japanese. This almost became a reality. Hollywood, the center for all entertainment and media, wouldn't exist. The Space Needle, the icon of Seattle, wouldn't exist either. One man set up to the tyranny of Japan. His name was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He became the 32nd President of the United States. Throughout his life, he had to strive for what he wanted. He fought through polio, a very bad disease, to keep himself alive and work through his career. He would lead the country through 2 troubling times, and he should be well known and respected for this. He should be well known and respected for leading the country through World War II, and the Great Depression. He should be recognized for his great economic and political ideas, and finally, he should be acknowledged for what he did during World War II and how he handled the situation in the Pacific Front. The first reason Franklin Delano Roosevelt should be respected is because he had to fight for what he believed for and what he wanted to do. Although he was born into a wealthy family and a well-known family in New York, the Roosevelts, he still had to strive for what he wanted. He would end up going to Harvard and then into Columbia Law School in New York, where he would actually graduate in 3 years instead of the usual 4 at that time, because he, unlike many others, strived for what he wanted. He took the final exam during his 3rd year out of the 4, and he ended up passing and going into law. He'd later become a secretary and then work his way up in the political career. He became president. Second reason under this that he should be respected and revered is that he fought through polio, a very bad disease which paralyzes your lower half. He fought through polio to keep his career going strong and to live. Although polio was going to try to stop him, he didn't let him. Roosevelt worked on a special thing with his legs, a metal cast that let him walk. Even though he had polio, it was really impressive. The second reason he should be respected is how he handled World War II. World War II during the United States, we were involved because the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, as many people know, on December 7th, 1942. This caused great turmoil in the United States. The United States had to figure out what they were going to do and how they were going to respond. Roosevelt, he decided, no, we're not going to let them take our land and fight us. We're going to fight back and win. And then we did. The United States fought back, won. They embargoed the entire ports of Japan so that Japan could not export or import resources. Oil was cut off. Japan was isolated on their own island. They couldn't do much. They were forced to surrender in 1945. The third reason Roosevelt should be respected is that he led the country out of the Great Depression. The Great Depression was a terrible time that struck during the 1920s during the rise of Roosevelt's political career. He became president in 1932. The effects of the Great Depression were still lasting. He had to think of what he was going to do to get the country out of turmoil and how to get the economy back on track. Under the Roosevelt administration, he issued 4 major things within his first year, which would become known as the Great Deal. He forced businesses to have lower prices, which deflated the economy and really helped. Those are 2 things. He would he would get the assistance from others to lower the prices, he'd work on unions and build up unions with people. Franklin Delano Roosevelt deserves to be respected because he, unlike many others, fought for what he believed for. He strived for it. He stopped the Japanese. He stopped an advancing enemy power from taking our own land. And he led the economy out of the worst depression that the United States has ever seen. This is why he should be respected.